the odds are that every person that you went to elementary school with, every person that you went to high school with, and everyone that you went to college or university with, if you did go to college or university, they're all still eating cooked food, and they've probably never gone a day in their life without eating cooked food. They've probably eaten cooked food every single day of their lives. If anyone goes 24 hours just eating raw food, that is a huge accomplishment. That is a huge feat. The earlier in life that you start a substance, a mind-altering substance, the harder it is to get off that substance. So if you started smoking cigarettes when you're 14, it's going to be way harder to quit cigarettes when you're 30 than if you had started when you were 25. And if your parents were drinking alcohol when you were conceived, when you were in the womb, if your mom was drinking alcohol when you were in the womb, it's gonna be and you start drinking alcohol when you were young, so you're 15 or 16, you start drinking alcohol, it's gonna be way harder for you to quit than if your parents hadn't been consuming alcohol when you were in the womb, or if you had started drinking alcohol way later in life. So the earlier in life you start a substance, the harder it is to get off it. And with cooked food, we're spoon-fed it from birth, basically. We're spoon-fed cooked food from birth, without our consent. We didn't have a choice in the matter. We were just total subconscious beings, and we're just being spoon-fed cooked food since birth. And a lot of times you watch kids being fed, they don't even want the food they're being fed. They like try and spit it out, and the parents are like force-feeding it back in. It's so common to see that. Kids don't want the food the parents are feeding them, but the parents are like force-feeding the kids to eat it. So yeah, it's rare for people to go a day in their life without eating cooked food. And as soon as you start doing it, as soon as you break the habit and you are 100% raw for a few days or a few weeks, few months, few years, people look at you initially like you're really strange. They think, what? No cooked food, just fruit? Like, how limiting is that? And they think like, I could never do that. I need my X, Y, and Z. My cheese, bacon, and bread. But then the more you hang out with them, the more they want to do it. Anytime I'm hanging out with a cooked fooder and they're hanging around me long enough, they want to eat fruit too. Because they see the high vibe in the fruit. They can see the high vibe in the fruit. They see how simple it is. And they see how there's no fatigue after any meal. It's just high vibe, high vibe, high vibe. So if you're hanging around people who are not eating fruit, not eating a fruit diet, but you are eating a fruit diet, just know that they also want to be eating a fruit diet. Whether they say it or not, they also want to be eating a fruit diet. Everyone wants to feel their best. You ask anyone, do you want to feel better? They're going to say yeah. And if you're eating a raw food diet now, you know that a raw food diet is a huge key to feeling better. It's to feeling your best. If you're not eating raw, if you've been eating raw for a long period of time and you stop eating raw, you go back to cooked, you're not going to feel your best. You're not going to feel as good as you once did on raw. You can get used to it. For sure, you can get used to going back to cooked, and you can build up the tolerance to it and feel alright, especially if you're, you know, having coffee and stuff like that, stimulants. But anyone who's gone raw is going to tell you they feel amazing. And a lot of people who go back to cooked, they say, hey, I just don't feel as good as I felt on raw. Every animal in nature eats a raw food diet, bro. It's just what humans are designed to eat. Like, it's just physiologically true. We can eat cooked food. We can get away with it for sure. And there are some cooked foods that are considered healthy for sure. There's some cooked foods that you can live on for the rest of your life and still be a healthy, happy individual. But you're just not gonna compare it to raw food. No way. Raw food is just so easy to digest. Watermelons, oranges, papayas, mangoes, bananas, even avocados. They just break down so easily compared to starches and grains and stuff like that. So, yeah, if you want to be a healthy vegan and you don't care if you're raw or not, that's totally fine. But if you are a raw vegan and you're around people who aren't eating raw vegan, just know that you're eating the superior diet. You are eating the superior diet. And if anyone tells you otherwise, just know they're completely ignorant. They haven't looked into it. There's not a single vitamin, mineral, or nutrient that's missing from a raw vegan diet. Everything all the nutrients you need can be found in fresh fruits and vegetables. Nuts and seeds if you want as well. Even just really high quality fruit, man. You're gonna find everything you need in really high quality fruit. But it's gotta be high quality, it's gotta be organic, because you don't want to be consuming toxins. And that's one of the the downfalls of a raw vegan diet, of a fruitarian diet, fruit-based diet, is that typically we eat so much conventional fruit sprayed to the gills with herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, and that stuff's toxic. You don't want to be consuming that at all. So my number one recommendation for 2018 for the fruit bats out there, if you're watching this right now and you're raw vegan fruitarian and you're going into 2018 and you want to make it your healthiest year yet, prioritize organic. Focus on organic. Try to eat 100% organic. In the same way you eat 100% raw, try to eat 100% organic. If you took a bottle of pesticide, herbicide, or fungicide alone, just the bottle of the liquid, you would never, ever, 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 ever drink it. Because you'd be like, that's toxic. That's like drinking gasoline, or that's like drinking like petrol or something, like just super toxic stuff, like dish cleaner or something. It's just, ugh, you'd never consume it. And yet, people are spraying it on the skins of our fruit, and we're eating that. It's getting absorbed into the fruit as well. So, you're consuming it even if you don't want to be, if you're eating conventional fruit. So try to eat 100% organic for 2018. And just know that you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing, you're eating the right diet. And even if you're not 100% raw, you're still doing better than anyone who's eating 100% cooked. Most people eat 100% cooked. So if you want to do 100% raw, but you keep falling off the wagon, or you're just not able to stick or whatever, just get back on the wagon, get back on the path. If you fall, get back on. If you slip up, get back on the path. Don't just say, oh, I dropped my phone, it cracked a little bit, and I'm just gonna smash the whole thing. You'd never do that. And it's the same with raw. If you fall off the path, just get back on the path. It's like when you're learning to ride a bike. How many times do you have to fall before you go back on the bike and try it again until you succeeded? Same with learning to walk. How many times did you have to fall down before you actually learn to walk? Thousands of times, I bet. So same with raw. If you're trying to master raw, if you're trying to stick raw and be consistent with it, stick to raw and be consistent with it, you've got to expect to slip up. I slipped up a good couple hundred times when I first got into it. And now it's been over 9 years, it's smooth sailing now, but those first couple of years were very difficult. I see a lot of people trying to go raw 100% overnight, and I don't recommend it. I can't recommend it. I just see that and I can't recommend it. I recommend transitioning. I recommend picking one food at a time and eliminating that. Treating each food like its own substance and saying, you know what, no more of that food. And then just still focusing on all the other food that you have. If you just get rid of one food at a time and still allow yourself to have all the other foods, you're not going to feel restricted. You're not going to feel like you're missing out on anything, because you still have so many options. Over the course of months and months and months and months and months, once you keep eliminating one food at a time, all you're going to be left with, hopefully, is just high quality fruits and vegetables, all raw. So just give yourself that transition time, and good luck in 2018. You're not going to really need good luck, but good vibes to you in 2018. Hope to see you at a fruit festival. I'm going to be going to the UK Fruit Festival this summer. I'm going to be going to the Woodstock Fruit Festival this summer. And it's going to be an amazing time. The festivals this summer are going to be awesome. Links in the description below if you're in the UK or you want to come to the New York Festival. I'll see you guys there. Alright, peace out from Panama. Beautiful fruit orchard here.